Ayo, Plebman here. So, I just came back from family stuff. It's not just, it's been a minute. I've actually done some stuff. I built this wonderful fire pit my wife got me. And I'm actually excited. I just can't wait to start a fire on it. I can wait because I'm making this video, but figuratively I can't wait. Anyways, want to talk about a TV show and a book. And I just finished the book, so I actually did it the opposite. I watched the TV show first. It's called Three Body Problem. And then I read the book because I didn't realize it was a book before. And, reasons. And it was interesting. I found out about it through someone else. I was listening to a podcast and they kept mentioning three body problem. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, all right, cool, fine. So I'll check it out. And I checked it out, thought it was interesting. And I'll delve into that later. And then I kind of forgot about it. And I had this Libby app where I'm like, oh, cool, books. And I was reminded of it again. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I made a video about Three Body Problem. Oh, and the book's available. Let me just read the book. So I did. And that's what this is about. But I also want to do just a little personal info. I know this is not what this is supposed to be about. I'm of two minds. You know what? No, I'm going to make a separate video about that. Because it's a whole other thing, and I don't want to detract from either thing. Okay, Three Body Problem. All right, so first of all, watching the show, which I watched a while ago, I thought was good. I thought it was interesting. I'm not going to lie, I liked some of the casting because it was like Game of Thrones casting. Some of the Game of Thrones cast were in there. That was cool. I thought the concept of it was super fascinating. Basically, it's like, hey, aliens are causing very intelligent people to commit suicide. We don't know why. And they're trying to figure out what that is. Hey, get off. And it's kind of an interesting problem, situation, whatever. And it goes, and honestly, at the end of it, I was like, okay, so what happens next? Like, I want to know what happens next. And I liked it. It was enjoyable. I don't think it was great, but I thought it was good. Like, I didn't think it was excellent, epic. I just thought it was really good. Really well made, interesting concept. In reading the book is perhaps the second time that I can think of off the top of my head where the show or movie was better than the book. Now, the first one being Lord of the Rings. Don't get me wrong, Tolkien did a great job with Lord of the Rings. However, Peter Jackson did a better job of telling the story of Lord of the Rings than Tolkien did of telling it in book form. That's my opinion. Sue me if you don't like it. Whatever. Now, while it's not the same in regards to the Three Body Problem, it's a Netflix series. You can watch it on Netflix. It's their own original thing. For starters, Three Body Problem is written by a Chinese person, and it is all kind of focused on Chinese people. So there is that. And I don't use that as a negative point. It's more just a point of fact. When you watch the show, it's way more westernized and diversified with different countries like America, Europe, UK, what have you, and China. And their roles played, it's more diverse cast. So I like that more in the show. Personally, I just like it. It's more interesting. And I will say there's kind of a red herring throughout the whole thing on the book, which is communism doesn't work. So if you wanted a good example, if you didn't have one before, maybe read the book, because reading the book is kind of a roundabout way of explaining how communism is dumb and doesn't work and just causes mass destruction and waste and stupidity and doesn't make any sense. And it's weird. It manifests itself in the smallest sliver of the book with chopping down trees, which is kind of an inertia, a point of impact where some other character becomes super aggravated and then does this other thing. And you're like, what happens if the wood wasn't chopped? Would he just chill and nothing would, I don't know. Not the point. But it's fascinating and an interesting point in that communism doesn't work. If you think communism works, please comment and be like, I will happily debate with you about, I will drive to your location if you're in Southern California, or I will set up a Zoom meeting and video it and post the video with my 35 plus subscribers, because I would love to debate anyone about the pros and the cons of communism. I've actually tried to debate somebody, a past friend of mine, not necessarily about communism, but about, communist adjacent, which is socialism or democracy. And he won't, because they don't like talking about this stuff. Anyways, and I don't consider myself super well versed in this. But anyhow, so here's the thing. For starters, both of them, watch the show, read the book, do either or, whatever. I would, if you're going to do one, watch the show. The show's great. However, you're going to miss a key point that I will tell you right now that was there and present in the book that I loved. There's this interesting dichotomy between the alien race who's trying to hurt mankind and the humans who are trying to help the alien race hurt mankind. So basically treason towards their own race. And then it kind of reverses, where there's a person on the alien race who's trying to help the human race, and the alien race is like, hey, no, that's not cool, we're going to do all these things. And fundamentally, the alien race, when you get to it, is a total dictatorship of a culture. Like, there's no freedom, there's no emotions, there's no nothing. It's just dictatorial, top-down control. That's it. And for good reason, because they've lived in an extremely chaotic situation and they're struggling to survive. And I get that. I'm not knocking them. And if you study the three-body problem or even look it up, you'll be like, oh, that's an interesting math problem that exists right now. That's something that is worth debating. And their whole culture's been like that. For 200 civilizations, meaning many millions of years, they have struggled to basically survive. Whereas on Earth, we've had a really nice run of it because we haven't had huge events that happen all the time. Whereas they did. But it is an interesting thing that humans with no information are like, things are bad here, so I'm going to help this outside group that I know nothing about subvert and destroy humankind so that this other group can take over and effectively destroy humankind. And not even today or tomorrow or the next week, but like 400 years from now. And it is mind-boggling because I couldn't help, while reading it, think that, yeah, I don't know these people because I don't associate with those type of people, but I am very certain that there are those type of people in the world who would happily, that's their thing. And I think, if nothing else, that was kind of what stuck out to me, is that there are people who are, they'll jump on any train. It doesn't take much convincing to convince them that that's the thing to do. And it's like, you're insane. What are you talking about? What? And I'm blanking right now. There was this beautiful analogy I gave to my wife. Oh, yeah, I know what it was. Here you go. It's a monkey analogy, monkey science analogy. And this is kind of like illustrates the whole point. Well, not at all. But I thought it was fascinating, so I'll leave you with it. Simply put, there's a science experiment. You get a monkey in a cage, and there's a banana on the top of the cage. And if he goes to it, he gets zapped, right? So then you add in 4 other monkeys, so now you got 5. And the 4 don't know anything about the thing. And they see the banana and they go to it. And the one monkey screams at them, don't fucking do that. Don't do it. No. Right? And maybe they don't listen to him and they go to it and they get zapped as well. So now all 5 monkeys know if you go to the banana, you get zapped. It's very uncomfortable, not pleasant. So then what happens is you slowly take out the monkeys that know, right, about the zap, and then you replace them with monkeys that don't know about the zap. And what'll happen is over time, as you're doing this, a new monkey will come in, try and grab the banana, and then the old monkeys who know about the zap will be like, no, and they attack the monkey for trying to get the banana because they don't want to get zapped. And what will end up happening is you will have 5 monkeys. If you rotate them out, you'll have 5 monkeys in this cage. None of them have been zapped for touching the banana. But all of them know, without a shadow of a doubt, that if you touch the banana, that's bad. Because previously, when they went in and they tried to touch, the other monkeys jumped them, beat the crap out of them, or whatever, screamed at them, whatever. Told them in no uncertain terms, do not touch. Now, they don't know. They've never been zapped, but whatever. So that is chaos. That is insanity. That is scary. That is control. And one could argue that aren't we that way? Like when we watch things in television and stuff like that, aren't we kind of being tricked in that way? I don't know. But anyways, that's the book review of the week. I love you all. Plaidman out. I'll do a separate video later, probably tomorrow. I just kind of wanted to stick to one subject at the moment. But yeah, generally, watch the show. 3 Body Problem, great show on Netflix. The book, I thought, was written by kind of an inferior author. Not to knock her, I think it was her, she sang. Not to knock them, but it just wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. And there were parts of it that I very much thought was better than the show, but on the overall, I thought the show was better, and it enhanced the book actually drastically. So if I had to pick one, that's what I'd go with. Anyways, talk to you later. Bye-bye.